Alright, got the brake lines all tied down, clamps and what have you. That's all good. Everything's tight. Got it all Adel clamped in place. Looks real good. Got the battery cables where they go and zippy tied. I don't even think I'm going to use Adel clamps on that. I think I'm just going to use zip ties. They're routed good enough. Leave that in loose until I get my actual battery, because as you can tell, that one's a bit old. But that's looking real good. Starting in on putting the suspension together. The lowers in the front here. Making good progress. Hopefully day after tomorrow we'll start on the interior sheet metal. Looks good. Now it is starting to look like a race car. So we got the suspension hung on front. It all went together like it was supposed to. We got the quick change in it and all the rear suspension hung except for the brake floaters. And it's just because I run out of steam before I got there. It all looks real good. That's all in there. Got all my bolts cut off, torqued down, what have you. Or tight. I didn't torque anything except for them bolts around the center section of the quick change, because you don't want to deform them bells by over tightening them, which is easy to do. Otherwise, looks real good. Gonna probably put the hubs on this thing and brake floaters and start on the interior tomorrow. Looks good. Alright, we're well and truly into sheet metal work now. Firewall pieces here go in there, the toe end of the footwell. Got our end of the first panel. So we're making good progress. Really, really helpful that we were able to find all the old panels off of this car. I thought I had lost them, but my dad knew where they was, so we found them back, and that's given us a template so that we got all our notches and stuff in the right place to start right off the bat. And that is super helpful, saving a lot of time fitting all that stuff up, because none of this stuff up here changed from when it was a dirt car. Everything from here back is different, and well, from there forward is different, but where the tubes go through the firewall is the same, so it's all working real good. Save us a bunch of time. Looks good. Alright, there's the foot box into the firewall done. 2 panels there, they look real nice and they fit. Amazing as that sounds. And then I got the car, got no sheet metal on it now, but there's a big old pile of patterns here that we've been cutting and fitting to make them work around the, these new bars here, that, like that bar there and this bar here, are new and they're in the way of how the panels used to fit, so I'm having to work around them and make them fit now. But they're still making good panels. This is the layout for the last piece of the footwell on the right hand side there, and it's done real good. It had to be modified because it wouldn't go in the way it was meant to before because of that bar that's down there. Anyway, making progress. A couple more days I think we'll have the interior. Alright, got the firewall foot box area done. That looks real nice. Fits up good. Got the panel behind the firewall. Come on, focus. Focus, you fool. That looks pretty good. That's all in the right place. I think the next thing we're going to do is the console up and over, and then we'll have one more piece that goes that way, like vertical, and then up to the decking up here, and then there'll be a filler that goes in there to fill in that little rectangular piece, and then the tub will be finished. So we should get that done tomorrow, no trouble. Looks real good, making good progress. Still on our first sheet of metal. Alright, got the cockpit metal going real good here. We got the console done. We got the flat metal that comes off the console. If you will focus, you fuck. Now I still got to do that panel there and that panel there, which is just going to be a cut and fit kind of deal. And then the tub will be done. And then the real, I think the real booger of the interior is going to be doing the cowl here that comes up and over and back down again for the instruments to sit in and everything. There's an access door above the master cylinders. That's the most fiddly bits of the interior, but we got the big sweeping parts of the tub done. We ain't made no scrap yet, which I'm real happy about. Still working on our first sheet of metal over there. Good progress, though. I'm real happy with how it's turning out. Alright, we've got the tub all but done. It's the two panels, that one right there and that one right there, done. Flange, I still got to take this one out here and bend a flange behind that line and behind that line to finish that all off, and that'll be donezo. And then I think probably the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go do the instrument cluster console, whatever the hell you want to call that. The dash, maybe. Since there ain't no windshield, it's kind of hard to tell what any of this shit is, but I think that's what's going to be next. Looks real good. Still on our first sheet of metal. Good progress. Alright, got, I'm going to call the tub finished. Got all the pieces inside there done. Still got to bend those two flanges, but I want to get this instrument cluster and everything in here in case that corner right there has to go that way a little bit or come this way. I can change the angle of that panel there and make up the difference, and then, but that'll change where that flange is going to go. So I don't want to bend those flanges until most of this rest of this is done. So everything else is done. I got the sliding in here. This piece here will get riveted down and then rolled around that pipe and riveted again. And then I got this panel here done. That looks real nice. Only fucked that one up once. That's the first scrap. Well, it's not really scrap. We'll make it. We'll use it for something else. But that's the first panel I've had to make over again. So I done sheared me off. Sheared it on the bend line, and that don't work because then you don't got no flange. But other than that, it looks real good. We recovered. Only many curse words were expended, but otherwise nobody died. So next thing I got to do the bump up for the cowl here and the panel that closes it off, and then the instrument cluster can go in and we can bend those parts over there, and then we'll be doing the deck metal. So we should have that instrument cluster in tomorrow. It's looking real good though, making good progress. Still just on the tail end nubbins of the last sheet of metal, or the first sheet of metal. So I think we'll get everything but the door for the cowl out of what's laying there yet. So good progress.